it not only to yourself, but sharing this time with Nora. Let's take one hand to the heart or the chest. And then your other hand, you can reach down and place it on Nora's chest as well. And as you breathe, feel this connection between your breath and hers, and your heart and Nora's. And from here, if you wish, you can always pick her up and just hold her close to your chest. Really supporting her entire body, just letting her hands explore. And again, just breathing really consciously, inhaling deeply so she can feel that inhalation. And then as you exhale, allowing that sense of calm and stillness to transfer to her. I'll give you a few moments to do that. Just breathing in, allowing her to feel that in-breath as your chest and belly rises. And then as you exhale, just letting that sense of calm come over the both of you. Let's go for 3 more deep breaths like this. And then once you settle into your last exhalation, you're just going to twist your body gently to one side, and you're still holding on to her. And then slowly, slowly twist across the other way. And again, let's go back to the first side, taking a little twist, feeling that extension through your spinal muscles. And then slowly twisting back to the second side. And then release. Good. Now we're going to place baby on a mat or blanket in front of us. We're going to start the class with a little bit of baby massage. So I hope you can see in the screen, I've got this little teddy in front of me. Yeah. So I've got the baby laying face up, and you're just going to use your hands, long strokes from the shoulders down the entire body. Big open palms, stretched out fingers. You kind of almost like you're trying to flatten out and paint all over your baby. So what we're trying to do here is we're bringing her into close contact with the floor and really extend and open out her body, because babies spend so much time kind of curled in from being in the womb so long. So now we're trying to bring their awareness to being opened up and stretched out. Now you're going to do that, but just focusing on the legs. So from the hips, you're going to actually hold on to the legs and kind of pull the legs or stretch the legs out. And let's do this 2 more times, just extending her legs fully. And we're going to stop at the ankles. You're holding on to her ankles. And now you're going to bend one knee into the chest and then alternate the other knee into the chest. So you're going front and back. And you're going to do this really slowly, really deliberately. And this is a nice time also as you press one knee into the chest, you can lean forward and look at her and talk to her. And you can also try doing 2 knees at the same time. If she ever gets gassy, this is your winner. Bringing both knees into the chest, really, really squishing out all the air from her tummy. Now we're going to keep the knees into the chest, and you're just going to rock her side to side, rolling side to side. Good. And then coming back to center. And now we're going to do this really nice one. You're going to use your fingers. I'll come up a little bit closer so you can see. So what you're going to do is with the fingers, you're going to trace over her face and then stretch out her arms. So you're going to go over the face and out the arms. Okay, so with the fingers kind of brushing across the forehead, the ears, and then extending that sensation down her shoulders and out her arms. And just see how she responds to that. And then we're going to focus on her wrists. So you're just going to just gently kind of rub her wrists, just bringing that sensation to her wrist. And then using your hands, you're going to flatten out her hands. You can do that one hand on each side, really pressing both her hands open, flattening out the hands. Yeah. And if you want, you can also go for one finger at a time. So plucking one finger at a time. Good. Have you done both hands? Yep. And then now you're going to do raindrops all across her body. Little raindrops with the fingers, little raindrops. Good. And we're going to keep baby in front of us. Now we're going to focus on ourselves. So you can choose to stay kneeling. You can have a cushion under you, or if you want to, you can sit cross-legged, up to you. And we're going to take our strap and open out the strap. Yeah, very nice. So have the arms fully extended, rest the shoulders down. Really coming up through here. Now you're gonna lift your arms overhead and extend all the way back. Good. So if you need to, you can have the arms a little bit wider. And if it feels good in the shoulders, you can walk the hands a little closer together. So just listening to your body. What we're trying to do here is keeping both arms extended and the movement as even as we can through both shoulders. Very nice. Now we're going to lift the arms up and we're going to hold it here, arms overhead. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, taking a little side bend to the right side. Inhale, coming back to center. Exhale to the left side. Good. Inhale back to center. Now we're going to take the arms all the way back. And then try to bring your hands as close together as you can down the back. Inhale, lift the chest and feel the shoulders dropping down towards the floor. Good. Releasing the strap from your hands. Just coming back to a neutral position. So easing out. Good. Alrighty, from here, what we're going to do now is we're going to take the head and turn towards the right side. And your right hand, you're going to just pull the chin down towards your armpit. So you'll feel a stretch from the ear all the way down the side of the neck. Just slowly release. We'll do the same on the other side. So turning to the left, then dropping the chin down and using the hands just to pull the head down a little bit further. Good, slowly releasing. Well done. Okay, so now the baby is in front of you. We're gonna come onto all fours over the baby. So hands on either side of Nora, and your chest is over her face. Good. You're just gonna take a few rounds of cat and cow. That's it. Taking your time to really articulate through the entire length of the spine and just explore how it feels, having your weight more in the hands or more in the knees. So shifting the weight forward and back as you are curling the spine, and see how that feels in the back. You might notice it feels better a certain way. So bringing lots and lots of movement to this stretch. Good. When you're ready, we're going to find stillness. Now, if it's starting to bother your wrist, just keep your weight more in the legs, okay? What we're going to do now is extend the right leg away and press the toes into the mat. And you'll feel a really juicy stretch in the calves. Yep, good. Holding it there. So have a look at the screen for a second. I'll show you what we're going to move on to next. Now, the left foot that's on the floor, I'm just pivoting it out to the side so that I can turn and open into a modified side plank. Now, if this is too much on the wrist, just come down to your elbows, okay? So this is an option here. You can come down to the bottom elbow, yeah. And we're going to hold it here, breathe in to extend into that top arm, really pressing the floor away, so not collapsing into the shoulder. Yep, you're looking really good there. And if it feels good, just lifting the foot an inch off the floor and tap down. How's that? Okay, let's try for 5 little taps. Lifting up for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and last one. Good. Exhale, bring the hand down and just rest back in a child's pose. Good. One more breath in child's pose and then coming up when you're ready. And then this time we're going to do the same on the other side. So extending out your left leg, feeling that nice stretch in the base of the calf first. Then we're going to pivot the right foot out to the side. And inhaling, open into that side plank, just holding it there, reaching the arms away from each other, opening the chest. Start to draw your belly inwards towards the spine. And we're going to float the leg up and tap the toes down. Let's go for 5 together. Ready? For 1, little tap. And 2, little tap. And 3, little tap. And 4. Good stuff. Last one. And then tap the foot down, release the hand. Again, finding your child's pose. And this time you can rest your forehead on Nora's feet or on her belly. And this is such a nice way to connect. Good. Bringing the hands under the shoulders, slowly coming up to a seat. Good. We're going to do one more sitting down on the floor, and we're going to come back to our straps. So this time we're going to lift the right arm and fold it behind your neck. Yep. And then using the left hand, just holding on to the elbow to bring the elbow back. Yeah. And you can feel your fingers kind of pointing down on your spine. Now, this time we're going to take the left hand and reach it all the way around. So if the hands don't connect, you've got the strap here to form a connection between your hands, and you can hold on to the strap, one on each side. So whether you're holding onto your fingers or the strap, think about lifting the chest, the sternum, keeping the chin level so we're not dropping the head forward, and just holding it here and breathing. We're going to come back to this position in our standing poses. Good. One more breath here, and then slowly release. And then we'll do the same on the other side. So left hand is going to lift up. And just use that right arm to encourage the stretch. And this time, right arm goes back and under. Yeah, and sometimes we have one side that feels really good and the other side, not so much. Mine was the other way around. My other side was tighter. Good. Just taking another 3 breaths here. Good. Slowly releasing, just shaking out the shoulders. We're going to slowly make our way up to standing. So whichever way works for you, you're going to come up onto your feet. And Nora, still good where she is? Yeah. Okay, let's come to the top of the mat. And we're going to have our feet just directly under the hips. So the feet are parallel and maybe have a slight gap between your feet. Draw the shoulders back, feel the pelvic floor lifting up, and feel your belly button drawing in towards your spine. And you can place your hands on the body if it feels better, whatever feels good for you. You can have your hands by your side, or you can have your hands on your body for a reference. So we're just going to stay in this mountain pose for a second, really feeling the feet grounding into the mat, spreading out the toes, feeling your thigh bones lifting up, and feeling the pelvic floor muscles drawing upwards, just creating like a strong hammock for your internal organs. Shoulders relaxed. From here, breathe in. Let's take both arms up overhead. As you exhale, hands come to heart center and bend the knees. Imagine you're sitting in an imaginary chair. Good. And then inhale, we ground into the feet to stand tall. All right, let's do that 2 more times. Breathe in, reaching the arms up. As you exhale, hands to heart center, sink into the feet. Good. And noticing the alignment of your thighs, your ankles, keeping them all lined up with the hips. Inhale, standing tall. Good. One last time, breathing in, reaching up. Palms come to heart center. Exhale, coming into Utkatasana. This time we stay here for 5 deep breaths. Breathing in. Slow breath out. 4 more breaths. Feeling strong. Really grounding and rooting into your feet. 3 more breaths on your own. Legs should be feeling a little warmer now. After your last breath, standing nice and tall. Good. From here, we're going to step the right foot back and planting the heel down. This is our warrior one position. So the back foot is flat on the floor, slightly angled out. The front foot is pointing towards the top of your mat. Hands onto your hips. Just check where your hips are. We want our hips to be side by side. So that right hip's working its way forward, left hip is pulling back. Let's bend the front leg, but keep your back leg straight and strong. This is our warrior one. Now we're going to lift up the left arm. So the left leg is in front, the left arm lifts up. And just like we did earlier, we're folding the arm back and that right arm is going to come behind to connect. And if it doesn't connect, just hanging on to your shirt, that's good too. So we're going to stay here. Each time you breathe out, feel your hips sinking towards the mat, just coming as deep as it feels comfortable for your body, but keeping that chest really open, feeling the elbows pulling back to extend and open up the shoulders. Good, one more breath here. Inhale, releasing the arms. We're going to straighten the front leg, turn that back hip. So now we're open to the side. We're going to reach into the left arm and come into a triangle pose or Trikhanasana. Good. And from here, I'm guessing Nora's still lying down kind of in front of you at your feet. Yep. We're going to take the hand all the way back. And then you're going to circle the body and brush it past her, give her a little wave or a tickle, and then coming back up. Good. Let's go for 3 more circles. Going past our little babies, tickle, 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 and come back up 2 more times. Last one. And as your arm comes up, you're going to lift your torso all the way up, coming back to center. Good. We're going to bring that right foot forward. And we'll do the same on the other side. So now the left leg steps back. Very nice. So setting up for our warrior one, the right leg is in front, slightly bent. The left leg, the foot is fully flat on the floor. And let's bring our hands to our hips, working on that alignment. So right hip draws back, left hip is working its way forward. As that hip comes forward, the knee wants to bend. So really press into the back heel. Good. Inhale, right arm is going to lift and find the back of your neck. Other arm, wrap it around when you're ready, holding onto the fingers or the shirt. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, sink into your pose. Good. So finding that warrior one, really rooting into the legs. The legs are strong, but the chest is light and lifted. Opening up the shoulders, being really steady and calm with your breath. Taking 2 more deep breaths here. Finding extension, finding strength, and finding that focus. Good stuff. As you inhale, let's release the arms, stretch out the legs, start to turn and open the body, coming into triangle pose. Reaching your top arm as high as you can, opening up the chest and the shoulders. Good. Now we're going to extend the arms so much that it comes all the way back behind us. And then we're going to brush it down towards the floor. Again, tickling and waving at our little babies. And then coming up. Good. Going for another 3 rounds. Beautiful. 2 more to go. And the last one. Good. And then slowly lifting the body up, bringing both feet back to the top of your mat, finding your Tadasana. This time the feet are maybe on either side of the baby. Inhale, reaching the arms up. And exhale, diving all the way forward into a forward fold. And here you can hold on to Nora's hands. Maybe working the hands, moving the hands around, out and in, or up and down, whatever feels good. And then bending the knees, slowly rolling up through your spine. Well done. Now we're going to continue with our standing poses, but we're going to bring our little babies to our chest. So just holding her whichever way feels good, holding her really close. And we've got the feet a little wider apart, so we're stable. We're just gonna rock side to side, or you can sway just to get her used to being held and moving. And you can also maybe tell her we're about to do some yoga poses. So always, you know, even though they're babies, it's always, I think it's always really good just to communicate to them what's about to happen. And they, you know, they take on more than we give them credit for. We're going to bring our feet a little wider than hip distance apart now. So we're coming into what's called goddess pose. Now in prenatal yoga, if you did prenatal yoga, we do goddess pose a lot because it helps to open up the hips. Now that the baby's out, we want to try and kind of bring everything back in. So the feet are not as wide as in prenatal yoga. So just slightly wider than hip distance is good. So keeping Nora close to your chest, feel the shoulders drawing back and down. And then really important to draw the pelvis in and up. So we're kind of tightening through our buttocks to drop the tailbone towards the floor, yeah? Now holding that connection through your center, bending the knees, sinking that tailbone down to the floor. We're coming down into a mini goddess pose, or if you do bar, this is a demi-plie. Now we're going to only come up 2 inches and then drop down 2 inches again. Okay, let's go for 5 of these together. Up and down for 5, up for 4, up for 3. Good. 2 more times. Very nice. Last one coming up just a teeny bit and going down again, and we hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and slowly release. Shake the legs out. Very nice. Now we're going to have our feet a little bit wider than we did. And we're just going to shift our weight to one side. So one leg is bent, one leg is straight. And we shift over to the other side. Good. So we're going to move side to side. Feel the transferring of the weight. Good. And really think about pushing into the foot to bring your body across to the other side. So we want our feet to be really active and really be letting the feet kind of start the movement rather than the body, if that makes sense. Good. One last time. Now we're coming into center. We're going to pivot the feet so that the outer edges of the feet are parallel. And holding her close, I'll show you first before you move. Gonna bend the knees, go for a little dip of the chest and come up, okay? When you're ready, bending the knees, dipping your chest forward and up. And let's go for another 3 more of these. She'll either really love it or maybe she starts hating it. One more time. Good. Now you're going to stay as you are. I'll show you what we're going to do next, okay? So I'm going to bend the knees and very carefully place the baby down on the floor. Then I'm going to slowly have my fingertips there and then start to extend the back of the legs, okay? So I'll let you get set up whichever way works for you in your room. So the feet are nice and wide, outer edges of the feet parallel, then bending the knees, and then dipping the chest forward, going into a wide squat, popping baby down, and then coming into a wide-legged forward fold. And we're going to hold that pose. So holding the wide-legged forward fold, the back of the legs are opening up. Your weight is shifting into your toes. If the floor feels too far away, you can have your hands on blocks. Or you can also hold on to Nora's hands or feet, bring some movement to her body. And again, as you're holding the stretch, noticing how it feels if you shift your weight more into the heels, and how it feels if you shift the weight more into the toes. And holding the stretch for a little bit longer, trying to relax your spine, your shoulders as much as you can. Letting the head hang. Very nice. One more breath. And then bending the knees, just coming up halfway so you don't get a head rush, and then slowly coming all the way up. Good. From here, interlacing the fingers for a big extension. And then as you exhale, releasing down. Good. We're going to slowly make our way back onto the floor. Okay. So what we're going to do next is a reverse tabletop. We've been working this whole time on opening up the front of the chest and the shoulders. So this, so that's all setting us up for this reverse tabletop. So I'll show you first. And so you're on the mat. We've got the baby here. I'm gonna place my feet on either side of baby, but preferably not too wide again, because we're trying to bring everything back in. So the feet, the knees, and the hips roughly in line. Hands are gonna come behind the back. Draw the shoulders back. Now, before you go up, so what often happens is when we lift the hips, we just think about kind of pushing up, right? But if you push up without being conscious with the movement, the ribs, the abdominals kind of stretch out. And again, because we're trying to bring everything in, what I want you to think about as you're going up is it doesn't matter how high your hips go, but think about keeping the ribs pulling in. And I'm sure because you're seeing a pelvic floor PT, you know, this will be really familiar to you, yeah? So kind of putting into practice all the knowledge that you've learned from your PT. So shoulders back. As we push into the feet, the hips are going up, but the pelvic floor muscles and the abdominal muscles are kind of pulling down. Does that make sense? Yeah? All right, let's do that a few times. So grounding your feet, get your feet into position. And you can, I think you can bring your hips forward a little bit more. So, yes, that's it. Good. Shoulders back. Spreading out the toes. Now press into the feet, draw the shoulders back. Start to draw the buttocks inward and pulling the belly button in as you breathe out. And then inhale, we're going to lay the hips back down. All right, let's go for another 3 more lifts. Breathing out. And breathing in to release. Good. 2 more. Breathing out. Good. Really pulling the shoulders back. That's it. And inhale, coming back down. Last time, going up. Very nice. And coming back down. Good. And I can see her tapping your feet. That's so cute. So now we're going to lift and hold for 3 breaths. Okay. So adjusting the feet and the hips, whatever feels more comfortable for you. Okay. As you're ready. All good? Oh, that's okay. Oh, darling. If she wants to be held, we can modify it. So let me know. Does she need to be fed?
No, she's just a little bit grumpy. I don't know.
Okay, no worries. Take your time. Honestly, this is so normal. And that's the good thing about these classes. You know, it's a safe space for your baby to fuss, to you know, spit up, to poop on you. Everything happens. Okay, yeah, if you're ready, let's try and lift up one time just for 3 breaths. So really draw the shoulders back. And then exhaling, lifting the hips up. Good. Bring the knees just slightly closer together. Very nicely. And hold for 3 breaths at your own pace. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Good. Keeping the ribs in. That's it. Very nice. You're doing well. Once you finish your 3 breaths, you can lower back down. And then let's give Nora a great big cuddle and a hug. I think she needs it. It's a she, right? Yeah, okay. Just making sure. Good. And then from here, you can come into a twist since you're holding her. And then calm your breath down. That's it. Good. Slow, deep, and deliberate breaths. And then if you want to, twisting over to the other side. Good. How is she with her tummy time?
Not super fond of it, but she'll do it for a little bit.
Yeah, let's give it a go. So from where you are, just bringing your feet back out. And then we're going to place her on your thighs. Yeah, good. And so just like what we did, is that too uncomfortable for you? Okay, good. So maybe you can have one hand supporting, then the other hand, just like what you did at the start, long brush strokes. Good. Mhm. Oh, she looks comfy. She's enjoying the massage. And then you can massage one foot from the back. Give it a little squish. That's it. And then do the same on the other foot. Good. And she's doing really well. So what we're going to do now is you can extend your legs. And then inhale to lengthen your body up. And then as you exhale, you can fold forward, coming into a seated forward fold.
She's doing great. That's really hard for me.
Yeah, she's doing so good. What you can do here is hold on to her arms and just tuck them under her body. So she's not, face like on a decline. Yeah, that's it. That might be better. Oh, okay. Game over. Good. You can bring her back to if she's fussing. Yeah. Oh. She did so well. That was really good though. She did really well. Yeah. Okay. So that you're not moving around so much from where you are, you're going to bend one leg in this way. So just folding one leg is straight, one leg is bent. Yep, you can either hold on to her or if she's calm, you can also place her on your bent side. Okay, up to you. Yeah, and then from here, we're gonna lean forward into a Janu Shirshasana. Yeah, so you're holding on to her, just leaning forward slightly. And if it helps, you can maybe rock side to side. Sometimes the rocking helps calm them down. So just trying whatever. And then easing off, we're going to change legs. So extending one leg and bending the other. And again, leaning forward till you feel an extension in the back of your leg. And if you need to, you can also rock side to side. Good. Alrighty, slowly coming up. I'll show you first before you get her set up. So the soles of the feet together. You can place your cushion on your feet and you can have her laying on the cushion on top of your feet or blanket. And then from here, coming forward. And just holding that position. Breathing into your body. So just staying in this stretch for another couple more breaths. And then slowly easing out of it. So lifting the chest, and you're going to bring Nora's feet into the same position as yours. So bringing the soles of her feet together, forming that diamond shape. Yeah. And you can hold on to her ankles. You can move her feet front and back. So this is all just to, bring movement into her joints, give her that awareness of this is how her body can move. And you can also hold on to the feet. And from this froggy position, you can straddle her legs and then bring them back in, going into the splits and bring them back in. Yeah. So these are all, really fun things that you can do with her when you're, moisturizing her or, getting her changed. All these little movements, they just really help with her kind of what's the word? Mom brain, I can't think of the word, but just helps her to get it into her programming that, oh, I can do this with my body. Good. All right, we're gonna slowly release. We're going to come down onto the floor for how are we going for time? For one last twist, lying twist, and then going into Shavasana. Okay. So when you're lying on your back, you can have her either on your chest or you can have her lying down next to you, whatever feels good for you. So coming all the way down onto your back, just letting your spine settle into the floor. Bring both your feet onto the mat so the knees are bent. And then we're going to take a twist. So letting the knees drop to one side. Doesn't matter which side you start with first. Feeling the hips rolling in one way, but keeping the chest open in the opposite direction. And just breathing into your body. Finding that twist on the other side, good. And then as you feel ready, coming back to center. And then coming into your most comfortable position, letting the legs extend, letting your whole back be really supported by the ground beneath you. And when you're ready, finding your final resting pose, letting the body be still, letting the breath be slow, finding your Shavasana. Just staying with your breath. Consciously softening through your feet, your ankles. And just again, coming back to that connection of your breath with Nora's. Breathing deeply in and out. And just letting your breath find hers. Now, as you breathe, start to bring tiny little movements to your fingers, to your toes. If your hand is on Nora, maybe giving her a little squeeze. And just take your time to slowly bend your knees and roll onto your side so you're facing her. But keeping the movements really slow, keeping that energy really closed and soft. Though you're bundling both of you up in a tiny little cocoon, just enjoying this time, this moment together. And then as you feel ready, slowly finding your way back to a seat, and you can hold her close to your chest. And once we're there, let's just come back to that breath work that we did at the start of our practice, just closing the eyes, tuning into your breath and hers. Inhaling deeply, feeling your body rise, pressing against her. And this time we exhale out through the mouth. 2 more deep breaths, inhaling through the nose, exhaling from the mouth. 1 last deep cleansing breath in through the nose. And exhale from the mouth. Slowly dropping your chin forward. Just taking this bow and acknowledging this time together and sealing our practice with gratitude. Well done. Thank you, ladies. How are we feeling?
I feel great, and she's asleep.
Oh, is she good? Wow, that Shavasana.
Yeah, it really worked.
Oh, good. I'm so pleased. Oh, she's so tiny. I love it. Oh, I miss it. My little one's 13 months now. It's not tiny anymore. Good stuff. How are you feeling? Good?
Good. Yeah, those openers, the arm and shoulder chest openers were so helpful.
Yeah, I mean, especially, in the first, like, up to, I think, 5 months, you're constantly in this position.
It's like this.
Yeah, so those are really, really good. Yeah, so I hope you've learned a few tricks today to put into practice the next couple of days. Now, next week,